Hello from Southern Ontario, May 16th. I'm getting tired of this TD Bank digital rabbit hole, but I could stand corrected from the comments. Page 2 of the 27-page paper agreement. If you decide to refuse these changes, you have until May 24th to notify them you don't want the digital. If you don't want the digital, you won't be able to use Easy Web online banking, the TD app, or your TD access card. It does not specifically say anything about electronic banking. Unless the Easy Web online banking has, I don't know. What I found interesting, and I mentioned it originally, is it says somewhere in here in this paper contract, and it says it in the electronic contract that you, as a TD customer, should have received on your email, that neither contract is complete unto themselves and that both must be read. So at this point, I'm not going to bother pursuing it anymore. You can call for the TD 1-800-872-5758 and ask specifically about the electronic transactions, whether they implied consent into the digital, etc. I don't know. And now it seems that the other big banks are coming out with the digital as well. We can only assume each contract from each bank is going to vary. I'm assuming. I don't know. Which brings me then to credit unions. Now, in Canada, the last time I looked, a month or so back or whatever, when I went down this rabbit hole, there are only 2 credit unions that are federal. The rest are under provincial. Now, all of the credit unions, the same as all of the banks, are under the same federal banking and financial institution regulations federally. But the credit unions can vary a little from province to province, mostly with smaller details, like, for example, is there $100,000 or $60,000 insured in your deposits? Stuff like that. Now, the whole thing with the digital banking is, let's say you have a business, be it small, modest, moderate, whatever. Digital is same day. In fact, almost instantaneously, you get your money, or the other guy gets his money from you. Whereas e-banking, conventional e-banking, takes 5 or so, can take 5, 6 even business days. Now, for international transactions, financial transactions, digital is same day. I would assume, but I don't know, that electronic banking, it's going to be 5 or 6 days. It could possibly be even more for international transactions. Again, I don't know. So you see the enticement for business to remain competitive, in essence. You're going to pretty well, business is going to, they're pretty well going to have to go digital, really. Now, the credit unions, they're not so heavy on the business aspect of things. They tend to be more smaller personal accounts. So they might not be, to remain competitive, have to go digital. Although this is going to vary from credit union to credit union, how much business activity they have. And the question would be, could they draw up a different contract than the banks and separate their digital from their e-banking? Can they? I don't know. Would they want to? Matter of speculation and conjecture, I would say. But the whole bottom line is, be it the banks, with the banks, there's no point in asking your tellers and your managers, because the higher ups, they're not at the corporate board meetings. It's a matter of interpretation for them as well. So if you're really concerned about the digital with the banking, you just got to dive into those contracts. Will the other banks do the same as TD and split their contracts into electronic, like email or whatever, and paper? Who knows? I don't know. I did notice when I was in the WEF website looking, all of our big Canadian banks are corporate sponsors of the WEF. I did see some credit unions in there, but I didn't pursue. I'm kind of assuming that I rather doubt our smaller provincial credit unions are going to be WEF corporate sponsors. The two bigger federal ones, I don't know. I didn't look when I was there at the time, and I'm just sick of this whole rabbit hole. But I don't know. Maybe you as an individual want to know that or not. Again, I don't think there's any point in asking your local bank manager, or credit union. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. But you see my point. The guy might go, or the gal might go, who's the WEF? Who knows? So anyways, I'm hoping I can just lay this whole digital banking thing. So like anything else, it comes down to our own due diligence, doesn't it?